how to start taking control of your screen time on your social medias. So basically what you have to do is just stop using it at all. Because when you are just controlling yourself, it's not going to be good. You're not going to be able to control yourself fully because that's your like kind of an addiction, and it's not going to be how you're imagining in your head, like, oh, today I'm not gonna sit 6 more hours watching reels, watching TikToks, scrolling. That's not how it works. It always ends up bad. It doesn't work for so many people. You're not a hero. Your mindset is not probably strong because of your spending so many times scrolling. You can't control yourself on it. So you just gotta delete it all. Maybe not delete it, just put it in like different list, a different page in your phone to not see it at all. If you're always going back to it, then you just gotta delete it. You just gotta delete it. If you don't want your accounts to be lost, just write down all your passwords and everything and delete it from your phone and don't install it. If you keep going back to those apps again and again and again. So just pretend like there's no social media for you anymore. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be boring. You're gonna be like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Before I'm going to bed, I always like to scroll. Before when I'm eating, I like to scroll. You're gonna find yourself, as you always having those thoughts of going back to it and scrolling for such a long time, and you can't stop doing it. It's like an addiction and you can't stop doing it. So the best way to solve this problem is to just delete it all from your life and pretend like there's no social media anymore in this life. You're gonna explore the world. You're gonna be like, wow, I can paint, I can walk, I can go outside, I can learn about something about nature. I can read books, I can spend time with my family, I can learn how to play piano, I can learn how to do something. You're just gonna explore the world, okay? Maybe you have things that are really important in your life and you gotta make them done, you gotta do them, but because you're always interrupting yourself with scrolling with those social media, you're not getting them done. They're always like you're snoozing them and putting them on later because now, oh, today I've spent another day by scrolling and I didn't complete things that I had to complete. And it's worse. One of the worst thing you're doing for yourself. Maybe you do have those things that are gonna fill up your time schedule, fill up your day, and you're not gonna have to search for things that you have to fill up your time with. You're not gonna search for things that you have to do because you already have things, but you're not doing them because you're getting distracted by those social medias. So the best way to solve this problem is just stop using it at all and then going back to it slowly. You might even not gonna wanna go back to it, but we're living in this world where everybody uses social media and it's gonna be really awkward for you to not use it. It's gonna be really awkward. Everyone uses this. We get a lot of information. I'm not talking about like you have to scroll. It's gonna be awkward if you're not gonna scroll. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about that using social media is not always about scrolling. You can make money on it. You can watch something that is like helpful for you. You can watch something, learn something that is really meaningful for you, and go deep into topics that you wanna go deep into, and learn things from people who are really good at something where you want to be good at too. So yeah, the best way is just to stop it all, pretend like it doesn't exist. It's gonna be boring, it's gonna be hard because that's what I went through. I remember when I stopped using it at all, and the only thing that I allowed myself is to watch long YouTube videos, not short, long. Not like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It was always 30, 40, 50. Because also when you are scrolling, you can't focus good on things that you gotta complete. Your focus is splashed all over the place. Like, I think that so many people have already noticed, as childs cannot do their homework without music anymore, because the information that is like in front of them is not enough for their brains, because they are used to get much more information in their heads. That's why they're trying to add something more, music, or scrolling between, like every 2 minutes they get into their phones and scrolling every 2 minutes. They pretend like they want to eat, or they want to go to the bathroom, they want to do something different, because they are lacking the information. They're lacking the amount of information, because they're already used to get a ton of it, and it's harder for them to be focused on things and complete things that has to be completed. So yeah, the best way is just to stop using it at all, then going back to it slowly. Because when you have stopped doing it at all, and as soon as you feel like you are totally fine without it, you're gonna have to wait at least 1 year for you to be able to control it, because there's no need for you to use it. Like, you felt like there's no need for you to use it, waited 1 more year, and you're like, actually the life is so much better without it, or I don't really need it as much as I thought I needed it. That's why I'm gonna use my social media, I don't know, for an hour, 2 hours a day, as much as you need for the stuff that is important for you. Of course, you do have to spend your time on some stupid shit. It's totally fine. We're all human beings. But I'm talking about this addiction that is like almost everyone has. We always lack information, and because it's really fast, like every 15-20 seconds you see a new information with new sounds, with new words, with new people. And then you're like, why am I feel so freaking bad? Why can't I focus on things? Because your focus is splashed, and because you are getting different types of informations, different types of musics every 15 and 20 seconds, and you're doing it for hours. Of course your mental's gonna go down, and you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel good because of it, because you're not taking care of it. So yeah, the best way to solve this problem, to stop using it at all, then going back to it slowly. I'm not talking about going back to addiction slowly, going back to using it wisely slowly. Because once you've stopped it, you know how it is to live without it. Then, when you're going back, it's already much better. You're like, I actually don't need to go and scroll for 1 more hour while I'm eating. Actually, you don't need 1 hour to eat. You're just pretending like you're eating slowly because you want to enjoy your quick information that's going into you, and it gives you those feels, and it's addictive. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope that it's helpful, because that what helped me. Right now I also have kind of problems of using them too much, but I don't have this problem anymore when I have to have something, like when something has to be done. This is no longer interrupting me. I learned how to control it, and it became much better. It's like fasting from social media, if if you can say that.